Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to go into chapter 25 of The Murder House by James Patterson and David Ellis, so let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, I suggest you click off the video now. You have been warned. Chapter 25. The judge gavels the courtroom to order after the lunch break. The morning was spent arguing over the admissibility of my testimony. A bunch of lawyers speak about the rules of evidence that nobody else in the courtroom understood. Then I testified for an hour. I told the truth that my uncle told me that Noah had confessed to him. Then I told a lie. I lied about when he told me. Does it really matter if he told me immediately after the confession or several hours later? That's what I've been telling myself over and over anyway, that a handful of hours should not be the difference between a killer going to prison and his walking free to kill again. Joshua Brody gets to his feet eagerly for cross-examination. My adrenaline starts to pump. I know what's coming, and it's something I have to willingly accept, the price I have to pay for testifying. Detective Murphy, says Brody, you once worked for the New York City Police Department, correct? He's not wasting any time. Yes, I resigned about a year ago. At the time you resigned, you were under investigation by the Internal Affairs Division. Isn't that true? Yes, I say, the heat rising to my face. You were under investigation for skimming money and drugs during an arrest of a drug dealer, true? I was investigated for it, but I was never charged. You were never charged because you resigned from the force, he says. The department couldn't discipline someone who no longer worked for them. I was never charged, I reply evenly, because I did nothing wrong. Oh, I see. Brody looks away from me toward the jury, then turns his stare back at me. You just coincidentally decided that it was a good time to move on at the same time that you were under investigation? As a matter of fact, yes, I say, and I would add, there's no need to add, he says, patting the air. You answered I would add that the district attorney's office was free to charge me whether I worked for the NYPD or not, but they didn't. There's so much more I could say, everything that happened that led up to the bogus charge, but I don't have the energy to fight. Brody smarks. He's gotten all he can hear. Detective, you weren't present for this alleged conversation between Chief James and Noah Walker. Correct, I was down the hall from the jail cell. You have no first-hand knowledge of what was said between them. First-hand? No. You took the chief's word for it. Yes, and this jury, says Brody, gesturing toward the jury box. They have to take not only the chief's word for it, but as yours as well. I'm not sure I take your point, counselor. This jury has to believe that you're telling the truth about what the chief said, and that the chief told you the truth about what my client said. I nod. I suppose that's right. They have to believe you who resigned while under investigation for being a dirty cop. Objection, says Sebastian Akers, jumping to his feet. Sustained. Brody doesn't break stride. And they have to believe the chief whom they don't get to hear from at all. I pause a beat, anger surging to the surface. That's right. They don't get to hear from the chief, Mr. Brody, because your client killed him before he could testify. I brace myself for an objection, for Brody to go crazy, for the judge to excuse the jury and give me a thorough dressing down, but to my surprise, Brody doesn't object. My client hasn't been arrested for that murder, has he? Not yet. As far as you know, there is no physical evidence implicating my client. Not yet. Very good, detective. I have no idea why he's letting my statement slide. Presumably he's calculated that every juror, every human being in the Hamptons has heard about the chief's murder, and most believe that Noah killed him. He must figure it's easier to acknowledge it so he can make his points about the lack of any arrest or evidence thus far. Or does he have some other reason? Can you tell the jury what happened to you the day after this alleged confession? The following day? Yes, detective, he says, approaching me, a spark in his eyes. Isn't it true that the following day you were suspended for 1 month from active duty? The spectators react sufficiently for the judge to call for silence. Yes, I guess that was the following day, now that you mention it. Why were you suspended? Because I doubted the guilt of Noah Walker, because I thought the murder of the prostitute might be connected to the Ocean Drive murders, but I can't say that. It would be a gift-wrapped present for the defense, and it is not what Lang said in the report he wrote up. That would be the last thing he'd write down. Insubordination, I say. I let our personal relationship intrude of our professional relationship. I was disrespectful and I was wrong. You were disrespectful to him? I was, I answer, feeling a lump in my throat, recalling the moment. You and your uncle, you were upset with each other? I feel the first hints of emotion creeping in. I'm not going to break down in front of this jury. He was certainly upset with me, I say, and he was right to be. I can see that you feel guilty about that. I don't answer, I don't need to. Looking back, it bothers you, doesn't it? That just before his death you were disrespectful to your uncle? I know what my answer should be. It should be yes, but that doesn't mean I would lie for him. But that is precisely what I'm doing here today. It bothers me, I answer. You wish you could make it up to him? Again, I don't answer. He doesn't wait very long. You think my client killed your uncle, correct? I nod, yes. But you'd agree with me that with the full resources of the STPD on the case for almost a week, there's been no proof thus far to back up your suspicion. Not yet. So this case here, he says, pointing to the floor, this case might be your only chance to get Noah Walker. Objection, says Akers, but the judge overrules him. And with the chief unable to testify about the supposed confession for my client, and with the judge on the verge of dismissing the charges against my client, you now suddenly come forth to claim that the chief told you about this confession immediately. He snaps his finger. Immediately after it happened? I don't reply. My eyes move along the floor, then upward to the defense attorney. What a convenient and unexpected coincidence, Brody says, waving his hands. I look at Noah Walker, his chin resting on his fist. He watches me intently, his eyebrows pitched as if he pities me. No further questions, says Brody. That is the end of this chapter. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.